Last stage. Cantina search. Double light chorus. And thinking. All right, and then your turn. Stand by. Draw phase. Time. Yeah, it's on that standby. That's time. Alright guys, Rising Duelist Jay here, and for those who don't know, we just got a couple of rule changes in regards to time in the round. Now, the way it was before is that they would call time in a round, and since then it would go on to 4 or 5 turns, depending on where you're at. 5 turns is the official rules for that, and the way it will work will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After that, whoever has the most life points wins. If they are tied at that point, then they keep going into whoever has first damage at that point. You know, clutch up, poison of the old man at that turn 5. So those were the old things, but there was a bit of a complaints here. Now, personally, I see this a lot as well. I go to a lot of regionals here and there, where you'll go time into the round with like an extra 40 minutes, and there's only supposed to be 40 minutes into a round, so it will be lasting for a long time. And then, unfortunately, a lot of times it will just be like table 500. Table 500, they're just playing it out, and then you gotta wait for them to finish. You can't just skip it without them, because you need to have all people done before you can pair up the next round. So I understand that this was a problem that needed to be addressed, because it would just go on forever. A lot of times, just guys will finish the regionals, rounds 8 and 9 tomorrow because a few rounds went like an hour over or something along those lines. So they needed to address that. Now, the way they addressed it was once time in the round is called, you finish the phase you are in, not even the turn, just the phase you are in, and whoever has the most life points at that point wins the game. And that is mind-boggling to me, because for those who have been to a regional, you guys know this. For those who don't, at bigger tournaments, regionals above, there is just a big clock projected on one of the walls or something along those lines that shows the time. You see the 40 minutes, and they say, all right, players, you may start your games, you may start your match, and then it just ticks down. As you guys saw in the very beginning, you can kind of just wait it out. Like, let's say if I'm playing Trickstars, turn 1, I open up, Eater Millions, I open up my Scapegoat, and I open up like a Reincarnation. Or let's just say I open up the Reincarnation Draw Lock combo. Or something along those lines, where I just blow out an opponent and win the game 1. Or it's, let's say, a grindy game and it just goes on forever of me Scapegoating and Eater Millions here and there. Either way, I win the first game. Game 2 starts, and we're almost going to be timing the round. I can do the following combo you just saw, which is basically just summon double light chorus on your standby. Timing round is called, and that's game. And as you saw earlier, I could just wait it out a little bit. The way it is that if you're not playing anything for 20 seconds and it's pretty obvious that you're stalling and not thinking for 20 seconds, they can call you for slow playing. But 20 seconds is usually the time frame that people give before that you can go off with any combos. So I can just wait there. So I'm thinking on your standby. Let's say I have a floodgate set. Like on your standby, I'm thinking about activating something. Imperial Order, Anti-Spell Hell, just activate Scapegoat or something along those lines. But if you're thinking about, alright, I'm thinking, and then once time the round is called, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and activate it. Time the round is called, you're gonna finish your phase. You're gonna be finishing the standby phase, move on to main phase. At that point, the game will be over. You would have taken the burn damage from Trickstar Light Chorus, and that is gonna be game. And then you would have one, because you would have one win and then one draw, which will put you ahead because they have 0.5 and you have 1.5, and that's how that would work there. In the long run as well, in game 3, turn players can just take advantage of that situation, kind of do a lot of senseless combos. The best example for this would be Gokis. Gokis are an incredible combo deck that can set up a lot of boards, so they don't have to do the whole stall thing. They can just do a lot of senseless action. Just go into link shenanigans, just kind of kill the clock, because their combos last a good 10 minutes either way. So do the combos, but just at the very, very end, instead of making a link monster, just kind of overlay for Cowboy. We're going to start saying this again. So once they call time in the round and you're still doing your combos, instead of finishing off, just make Cowboy for game. Vice versa, if you were playing, say, something along the lines of the Destrudo engine, and you're going ham, you soul charge 4/4, Destrudo agent, well, not Agent Fairy anymore, rip in peace, but you're Destruding soul charge for 3, you got all your stuff, and you just set up this massive board of negates where nothing can stop anything. You have like 9 negates, who even cares? Your opponent goes to the thinking, alright, that's time the round, alright, dope, I end my main phase. Yeah, you're gonna negate everything I do, but it doesn't matter because I won the game. And that really should not be the case. It's there's no more interactions anymore when it comes down to time. Like, you'll be thinking, do I want to soul charge knowing that I'm gonna be timing the round or something along those lines? You have 4 turns to do it. A best example for this would be, gosh, what was it? YC Europe, the biggest one ever, where World Chalice won. It was time in the round, and the World Chalice player had anti-spell up. He misplayed, eventually it got popped, but he made Syriusia, drew soul charge. Since anti-spell wasn't up, he had the choice, should I activate soul charge knowing that we're going to be timing the round? And he did, and he soul charged for 4, so he was down like 6,000. But because of the massive board that he set up and the massive card advantage and dominance he was able to accrue off of that soul charge, he won the game because in 2 turns he was able to attack for game because he was just because he had the whole Gamma Seal lock, the whole thing that World Chalice does. He has all of that, and then he was able just to negate everything and attack for game next turn. And that's the way it should be. It should be player interaction, player thinking, should I activate this, or paying this cost, would that give me enough advantage? Say, like, in this case here, all those traps, like all the Solemn Brigade, the red reboots, if you're activating from hand, all those all of a sudden become instant negs. Because let's say we're tied, I have 8,000, you have 8,000, we call time the round, you're going on your main phase, and I have the Solemn Brigade set. The moment I activate one of those, I lose. So those are just going to be dead. Now, at least when it was just normally timing the round, you can decide, would it be worth it to sacrifice 15 or 2,000 life points to stop that card or summon? And then being able just to, because of the amount of resources wasted on that, I can come back from that and win the game. So that's where the back and forth was. We are no longer going to have that anymore. Now, this is gonna, like, a lot of people don't want to admit it because, we'll just, if games are not going to be going that much later, we can go ahead and watch the games now. Judges can be more, they can adhere more to the whole, stalling, all the slow playing. They can look at that a lot more often. But the thing is, that's not going to happen. The slow play is a problem right now, and that is not going to change because of this new rule. That is just going to be finishing this game. The enforcing slow play happens before time is called on the round, not after. You got to enforce that beforehand, or not even within 3 minutes. Slow play is everything beforehand. And even that, if you're, like I said before, if you're doing the Goki combos, if you're just going through all that, if you're advancing the game state and then decide to end on the Cowboy, that's not slow play at all. You're advancing the game state. You're kind of just messing around with that. At that point, there's nothing they can do against you. You are purposely playing a way where the combos are going to be lasting longer, but you are advancing the game state, therefore slow play cannot be called against you. And because of these new rules, you can just Cowboy for game. It's pretty ridiculous in that regard. Ways to fix this. First of all, I do think there was a problem that needed to be addressed. I mean, even with this here, I understand where they're coming from. It's just like, you know what, we're done, we're going to be finishing, we're going to be getting things done in an according manner. I mean, maybe if there was no clock, for example, if they just took off that clock, alright, players, time the round starts now, and there's no clock, so people just have to be playing, and maybe make the rules where you cannot check the time. You can't be like, alright, it's 11 o'clock right now, at 11:39, I'm going to go ahead and set up, just burn for the game, something along those lines. You won't be able to do those stuff anymore because you can't see the clock. And again, just enforce that no checking time. If you feel like your opponent is like, alright, dope, 3 minutes in the round, I'm going to go ahead and just extend this combo a little bit longer. Or I'm just going to go ahead and think on every single thing for about 20 seconds. Then you can go ahead and call slow play on those things. Or say like, hey, he's looking at his clock to gain advantage, to gain knowledge of the game state. And that should not be allowed. Maybe they can force something along those lines so people play as if they normally would, and then out of nowhere, when they're least expecting it, okay, that's time the round, finish your phase, what's going on, okay, you win. I still don't think that's good, but I definitely think it's better than the alternative. It's gonna be really interesting to see how this affects the tournament status. This is gonna be taking effect June 1st. I'm definitely gonna be going to a lot of tournaments just to check this out, see what happens. This is a huge like boost for burn decks or just combo decks that tend to burn, like Wind Witches or Trick Stars. Chain Burn is gonna get a huge bump from this, especially since the Chain Strike was limited, which kind of makes sense now when you actually look at it because of these new rules. So it's interesting to see where things are going to be going on. Let me know in the comments what you guys think down below, because I actually don't know. I don't know what would be the one solution to this. I think based on what the rules that they gave us, taking away the clock would be the best. Maybe shortening it to 2 turns would be the better. I don't know. I don't know what would be the best solution to all this. I like the time in the round. Just maybe hire more judges to check out slow play, something along those lines. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments what you guys think down below. Jay Garcia,